First and foremost, before we get started, I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rekah Kwadash, and double honors to those great millstone, while lunch is truth, and also to those elect that is scattered abroad. I like to say, Shalom. Come back here today with another great and powerful lesson, the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. And the type D lesson is transition to a new system. So I like to say shalom to all our listeners and learners. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. So before we start today, let's have a quick news article here by Fed Scoop. And it reads, it said Trump pushes federal government towards electronic payment methods. It says here, the EO moves America bank accounts away from paper-based payments in what the White House says in an attempt to cut costs and target fraud. So we're seeing right here that we are almost at the end of the dollar. We're seeing right now they're getting ready to transition into a new system, a new blockchain technology. We constantly warning you about this left and right. And one thing about it that we're seeing right now, they're getting ready to do away with the paper-based money, which in fact this fiat currency, or what they used to call the petrodollar, pretty much getting ready to be obsolete. And also, you shall throw your silver in the gold into the street. You know what I'm saying? When you go to Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 19. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing right now we're coming upon economic collapse. So they get ready to reset everything. We're seeing it happening right before our eyes. So I think this executive order, he signed it. I think it was yesterday or today. But one thing about it, we're seeing right now, we're moving closer and closer. And also we know it's going to be a lot of bank closing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things are getting ready to happen. The collapse is right before our eyes, And one thing about it, I think they get ready to come with this new coin called stable coin. These things are constantly coming into play. So coming into this new quantum financial system, which in fact is going to be blockchain technology, programmable, under the skin, what I'm saying? We're so very close. So let's read a little bit more of this, man. This is right here, they constantly putting it right in your face. So I think they want this done by, I think, September the 30th, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to read a little bit more of this article. I have a few videos also in a few minutes, but this is very important. The men of the Lord, we've constantly been warning you about this particular prophecy that's getting ready to come to pass, which in fact, when you go to Revelation chapter 13, 15 through 18, you will not be able to buy or sell. We coming upon that time. One thing about all the scoffing and the mocking, all the gainsayer, things is about to be a thing of the past. And the men of the Lord constantly been warning you. In that day, they shall know that a prophet was among them. When these things come to pass, when you go to Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 33, we have warned you. Warning before destruction. And one thing about it, a lot of people going to be trust in the strength of Egypt. Let's read a little bit more. It said the federal government will shift from paper-based payment to electronic methods. Said part of what the White House said in Tuesday executive orders said is an attempt to cut costs and reduce fraud. It said President Donald Trump said EO on monetizing payments to and from American bank accounts requires the Treasury Department to phase out paper checks, disbursements, and receipts by September the 30th. That includes intra-governmental payments, benefit payments, vendor payments, and tax refund. And federal agencies will be expected to transition to electronic fund transfer to EET. It said methods including direct deposit, prepaid cards, accounts, and other digital options. So we're seeing right now that, everything is getting ready to be a digital or electronic transfer, like a direct deposit. So one thing about it, they're going away from this paper-based cash, fiat currency. This old way of doing things is getting ready to put this new system into place where it's going to be what? Programmable. It's going to be digital, programmable, also implantable. This is what we're constantly been telling you about. So now it's happening right before our eyes. At the end, it shall speak and not lie. And we already know that all roads lead to that what? That grain of rice, the charagma. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, we coming upon that time, the MOTB, the mark of the beast. We're so very close. And one thing about it, we're so very excited because we're almost at the end of this thing. Let's get a little bit more. So we're seeing right now they're getting ready to do away with all these banks. They're getting ready to do away with all this paper-based money, which in fact is getting ready to be obsolete. The end of the dollar pretty much is the end of America. So right now, seeing that things are already now, they already got the green light. So we seeing right now that Donald Trump is rolling it out. Also, Elon Musk, we already known about several, I think about a month or so back. I think it was back in February, whereby Elon Musk, I think that department they got, the Doge department said that Elon Musk had gained access to what? The U.S. Treasury payments system. So we seeing right now where all this is leading, you know what I'm saying, to what? Total control, to make you a petro slave. We're constantly warning you left and right. It's right before our eyes now. So one thing about it, and also we coming very close to what? The famine of the world, you know what I'm saying? So it's time to seek the Lord. Let's get a little bit more. It said to continue use of paper-based payment by the federal government, including checks and money orders, said flowing into and out of the U.S. The United States General Fund, said, which might be thought of as American bank account, said imposes unnecessary costs, delays, and risk of fraud, said lost payments, theft, and inefficiencies, said the order states. So right here, that's why they're talking about they want to do away with it, because inefficiencies or it might cause some type of delay or what, theft or some type of fraud. So that's what they're using to bring forth this new system. But one thing about it, we're not ignorant of Satan's device. And one thing about it, they're getting ready to phase out all of this paper-based money. So a lot of people right now have money in the bank thinking that they're good. But guess what? All your money gonna have to be what? Tokenized, digitalized, which in fact, you're gonna have to, all this money that you think that you have, you know what I'm saying, you really ain't gonna have, because one thing about it, you gonna have to either you comply, consent, or you're not going to have anything. They're going to cut you out of this system. So we seeing where this is going. Everyone, you know what I'm saying, the hour of temptation is fast approaching. The hour of what? Piercing. So your new money is getting ready to be under your skin. So now, let's get a little bit more. It says all payments made to the federal government should be processed electronically, said as soon as practicable, said per the order, said exceptions can be made for individuals who do not have access to banking service or electronic systems, say in emergency situation, say where electronic disbursements would cause undue hardship, say in cases with national security or law enforcement, say incompletions. I'm hoping I'm saying it right. Could be saying it wrong. Say in other circumstances, say and determined by the Treasury Secretary Salakia. Getting my tongue a little dry. So right here, it says a lot of things, so they may make it some type of exception that people that don't have bank account, but what the exception that is they going to make is put it under your skin. So one thing about a lot of people going to be Gonna have to make a decision. A lot of people gonna get forced. A lot of people gonna trust in the strength of Egypt, trust in this new system that they're constantly putting into place. A lot of things that they're doing. Let's see, can we get a little bit more? This is a lot, you know what I'm saying? But you can go back and look up at this article. I seen it. A guy, the guy out of Colorado, I can't think his name right off, but he put this, he put a little quick lesson out about it. So I'm just putting my spin on it. It says separate executive order issued Tuesday. It said, see what it says here. It said paves the way for the country's transition to digital payments. See that? Digital payments, updating office and management and budget guidance and bolstering verification policies for a treasury payment system. So we coming upon that time, man. We are so very close, man. Man, these things right here, right before. That's all I'm going to get at this, because there's a lot of it, but you can go back and look at it. And so like you about my reading, there's just a lot of just one thing about it, we get off of that. We're seeing right now that, we are so very close that all hell is getting ready to break loose. And one thing about it, that we already knowing that Elon Musk, I think it was last month, once again, about this, he had gained access to the treasury payment system. So, they're dealing with how money flow. So right now, we read upon a global reset. We read upon, they're resetting, taking out this old system and putting in this new quantum financial system, or this blockchain technology. That's what they get ready to put into place. So we're seeing that now that, they're saying by February the 30th, and man, we so very close, man. So these things right here, one executive order behind another, unrighteous decrees that they held prescribed or authorized, right before. A lot of these things is right before our eyes. So now let's go get a couple, let's get two quick precepts, then we'll start today's video. Let's go here first. Let's go right here to Isaiah chapter 10. Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1, it said, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, said, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. So one thing about it, when you go into that word decree, it goes into a law. These executive orders, that they constantly bringing forth, these decrees, these laws, these mandates, these things that they're constantly putting into place, bringing forth, transitioning into this new digital society, digital, programmable, also implantable. Also, we're going to be dealing with your biometrics, digital IDs are getting ready to come into play. A lot of things are getting ready to happen. You're getting ready to make a decision. So that's so we're seeing right now that they're constantly putting these laws into play. And this man is moving with warp speed. He's constantly signing away left and right. A lot of things are constantly happening left and right. You know what I'm saying? This global currency reset. That's what I call it. It said no more paper, that's getting ready to do away with. The paper is getting ready to be obsolete. So let's get this right quick. Let's go here to Ezekiel chapter 7. I quoted it. I might always get it. Ezekiel chapter 7. Ezekiel chapter 7. Let's go straight to the point. Verse 9, because this is exactly what's getting ready to happen. Your money is getting ready to be obsolete. A lot of people think that they're a good case, and they're constantly relaxing in their leaves, and they're rolling these things out right before your eyes. Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 19 said they shall cast their silver, in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord, in the day of the wrath of the Lord. They shall not satisfy their soul, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. So one thing about it, so this is your money's getting ready to be obsolete. It's getting ready to be it's gonna be worthless. A lot of people are gonna be throwing it out as worthless trash. It's already, I think I had a video I put out, I think it was last year or the year before. I think it might have been in 2023, whereby down, I think in some part of South America, that they had thrown all their money out in the street. So that was very biblical. It's getting ready to be a stumbling block. And one thing about it, a lot of people are in for a rude awakening, So these things man, it's happening right before our eyes. So let's read it in the NLT, Ezekiel chapter 7 in verse 19 in the NLT, he said, they will throw their money in the street, tossing it out like worthless trash. Said, their silver and gold won't save them on that day of the Lord's anger. Said, it will neither satisfy nor feed them, for their greed can only trip them up. So one thing about it, a lot of people think right now that they're, are very good right now. They, right now still have sunshine. You're still eating good right now. You're still drinking good. You still are financially stable. You still have your home right now. You still have your family unit right now. But guess what? All hell is getting ready to break loose. You know what I'm saying? If you're not seeking the Lord, then you're seeking death. We're constantly warning you left and right. That's exactly what's getting ready to happen. And a lot of people right now get ready to lose in a big way. The Lord said, I shall choose your delusion. Because what? When the Lord called, you did not answer. So a lot of people right now are getting ready to have a vexation of spirit, a great despair, sorrow, mournings, great death. We're at the beginning of sorrow. So right now, we're at this point, a great crashing in the hills, any given day. We're constantly warning. So now, let's go to these few little videos I put together. And after the video, we'll get a few more precepts and we'll close out. I start here.
To government payments. Historically, checks issued by the Treasury are, I believe, 14 times more likely to become the subject of fraud than electronic transfer payments. This is an executive order that's going to push the Treasury Department to modernize its payment system to ensure that where possible they're using electronic methods of payment as opposed to paper checks in order to reduce waste, fraud, and abuse in the government, which is obviously an endeavor that we've been pursuing in numerous aspects of government under your leadership.
It's basically modernization of equipment and methods, and it's something that really I think he's going to be a great Secretary of the Treasury, wanted, Scott, and so we're doing this, and we have other modernization programs going on. We could let somebody else, whoever's next, whoever that may be, do it, but it's something that should have been done 25, 30 years ago. Okay. What the governments are doing right now, all the governments of the world, they've locked us down to slow down money velocity. With that, they can print money, give the bulk of it to the rich, give the poor a tiny minority of that money. And what the rich are doing with the money is they're buying land, they're buying companies, and when this economy completely collapses, they're going to switch from dollars to central bank digital currencies.
We're also about to see massive changes in the $23 trillion world of big finance. In the months ahead, central banks around the world are planning to go digital. Many of the legacy banks you've heard of, where you probably even keep your money, like Bank of America, Chase, Citi, Wells Fargo, they're about to be reset, overhauled by a new type of technology called fintech, which is short for financial technology.
Yeah, can I ask you, what exactly does that mean for the banks and all of us, you and me?
Essentially,
So I just want to get a part of that. So we seeing right now, they get ready to transition, you know what I'm saying? And we constantly warning you about this new system that they're putting into place. It lines up perfectly with what Revelation chapter 13. So we'll start here first. Let's go here. We could probably get two of them. It's just not meant to be a long lesson tonight. Something I've seen that this guy, out of Colorado did. He did a beautiful lesson of that also. I wish I can think of his name. I can't think of his name right off. But anyway, let's go here first to Isaiah chapter 30. I think it's Isaiah chapter 30 what I want. Isaiah chapter 30. We're going to go straight to the point because, I'm just off the dome, Let's go here. Let's start here at verse 2. Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 2 said, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not axed at my mouth the prophets to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. And we know that the modern day Pharaoh is what the so-called white man. You know what I'm saying? Also in the shadow of Egypt, that's, you know what I'm saying, is work hand in hand with the modern day Egypt is America, and also Egypt mean what the house of bondage. So let's give a little more here. He said, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. So one thing about it, a lot of people going to trust in this system. So a lot of people going to trust in this new technology. They're going to trust in this convenience. Just wave your hand. Or it could make you strong again. It can make you walk again. It can make you smarter. It can make you immortal. Put it like that, try to say things in a way where they won't pull the video down. So one thing about it, so a lot of people, let's read this once again in verse 2. It said, Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 2 said, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not axe at my mouth, the prophets, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Let's read that one more time. Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 2 said, to walk to go down into Egypt and have not axe at my mouth, the prophet, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. So a lot of these people are going to trust in Pharaoh protection, what the so-called white man, and also they're going to bring back this, the universal basic income. That's going to play hand in hand. Social credit score is getting ready to come into play. These digital ID, a lot of people are going to trust in this new technology, or this is very convenient. It's very safe. It's very harmless. So a lot of people are going to be thinking, and the Lord already told you, do not take it. If you take it, you're going to have to suffer that second death, which in fact is the lake of fire. A lot of our people right now are going to line up just like clockwork, trusting in this system, trusting in this new technology, digital, programmable, also implantable. It's going to be dealing with your biometrics, face recognition, eye retina scan, your palm reading, what else? It's another one I would say, carbon footprinting. A lot of these things are coming into place. It's going to work hand in hand. This digital, this CBDC, this central bank digital currency is going to work hand in hand with that grain of rice, the MOTB. Verse 3 said, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh, the so-called white man, modern day Pharaoh is the so-called white man, said, be your shame, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. So one thing about it, you are going to be trodden down. You're going to be, very shamed. And also you're going to be destroyed if you take it. A lot of people right now, they don't fear the Lord. They don't trust the Lord. They're leaning on their own understanding, walking in great pride. But the Lord's getting ready to cease all of that. So we are very close to these times. A lot of people are going to be dependent. They're going to trust. They're going to lean. And they shall go into their into their hand, or into their right hand, or into their forehead. That with that Neuralink. That computer, that brain interface. Put it like that. But they don't want to go too deep on that. But one thing about it, man, we're right here. Let's go to Revelation chapter 13. Let's get this one, and we'll get one more. We close out. Revelation chapter 13. We'll go straight to the point. Revelation chapter 13. Revelation chapter 13. And we'll go, let's start up at verse 15. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and that the image of the beast should both speak and call that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So we coming upon that time. You're going to have to make a decision. How are you going to accept this new system, this image, this system, which in fact is this new beast banking system, the new world order, it's coming into play. This new 5G blockchain system. What is that beast? The revived Roman Empire. There's no new thing under the sun. And one thing about it, he's coming with these draconian laws. These things are coming into play. Anyone that would not worship the image of the beast, this system that they're putting into place, would would be what? Killed, should be killed. So one thing about it, we coming upon that time. That's why they got these guillotines in play. They already have these facilities in play. These C-HIP stations into play. A lot of things they coming with, is that gas chamber, firing squad. Also, when you get around to it, look up the Noahide laws. A lot of these things are coming into play. A lot of people are going to be beheaded. A lot of things are coming down the pipeline. You're getting ready to make a decision. A lot of people think that this is not going to affect them. The Lord already said, that, the Lord already said that it's going to come upon the entire earth to try them. So when you go to Revelation chapter, I think 10, the Lord said, because thou hast kept the patience, I will keep thee from the hour of temptation. So that is coming upon the entire earth. It's going to be a global event, a time of trouble that you have never seen before. So they putting this system in place right before your eyes. Verse 16 says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark to charagma in their right hand or in their forehead, that Neuralink. So one thing about it, RFID microchip, these things right here, right before our eyes. So if you don't have this new way of doing thing under your skin, you will not be able to buy or sell, to make any type of transaction without being a part of this system that they're putting into place. And one thing about it, you're getting ready to make a decision. We are going to, the elect, we're going to what? Constantly trust and believe in Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. A lot of people are going to trust in this system, and you're going to be totally destroyed. And one thing about it, that it's coming upon that time. You're not going to be able to eat. You're not going to be able to work. You're not going to be able to do any damn thing if you don't be a part of this system that they're putting in place. And a lot of people going to say, I had to do it. My wife was sick, or my children, you know what I'm saying? Or I had to do it because I was afraid. But one thing about it, you're not going to escape the hands of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. We're getting here. You know what I'm saying? We are right at the end. We're living in the end time, real time. We're constantly warning. The men of the Lord have been warning you about this. Starting with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down, have been warning you. Now these things are coming to pass right before your eyes. Hey, it is here. What are you going to do? Verse 17 say, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, the charagma, the RFID microchip, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, that system, that branding, that badge of servitude. Verse 18 says, here is wisdom. Let him that has understanding, who has the understanding, elect the true believers of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, count the number of the beast, for it is a number of a man, and his number is 600, 666. So one thing about it is this system that this man is putting into play. It's going to be dealing with surveillance. It's going to be dealing with QR codes. It's going to be dealing with what? Barcode, scanning and tracking, surveillance. And one thing about it, we coming upon that time. Big Brother is watching. So that's what they are transitioning into. And one thing about it, to make you a petrol slave, that badge of servitude. You know what I'm saying? If you bow down to this idol, the Lord will destroy you. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, that's what we're constantly warning you about. Left and right, it is here. It is at the door. They're transitioning into this new beast banking system. We're constantly warning you, left and right, it is here. So now, let's go to our last and final script. Let's go here to Job. Because the devil, is about to fill his belly. He's right here. Job chapter 20. We'll close out here. Job chapter 20. And we'll start up, I think it's around verse 22, if I'm not mistaken. Job chapter 20. And verse 22, and it reads that in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And one thing about it, his laborers, the one that was at peace with him, the one that used to be, allies with him, they are going to turn against him. A lot of things are getting ready to happen. We're constantly, we so very close. Things are very prophetic. The Lord is visiting the earth that he created. And the prophet, we're standing on our watch, and we're standing on fire for Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. Verse 23 said, and when he is about to fill his belly, the Almighty shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So one thing about it, his hands will not be able to perform his enterprise while he is setting it up. Right now, he's setting it up. He's putting it into place. He's getting ready to sit down and try to enjoy what he's trying to accomplish, which in fact is a vain thing. And one thing about the Lord is getting ready to what? Cut him off. And one thing about the Lord is getting ready to rain the fury of his wrath upon him, which in fact are those IBCM missiles and also that laser and chariot fire, that's going to come from that fathership. The Lord is not going to be playing. There's not going to be any more talking when the Lord show up. We're constantly warning you left and right. They're transitioning. They're getting ready to do away with this fiat carry. They're getting ready to do away with the way you doing things. Nothing's going back the same. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're constantly warning you about. It's no turning back. We're at the point of no return. All hell is getting ready to break loose. Jacob's trouble is out the door. The hour of temptation. Also, that grain of rice is right around the corner. It's already here. All they got to do is announce it. And one thing about it, and once again, the devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. So the title of the day's lesson, once again, is transition to a new system. So let's give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rekah Kwadash. I like to say, Shalom, Shalom.